Thank you again. It's rare to get to speak 2 times one evening. But I guess I qualify for multiple reasons in the sense that I once lived here for a few years and was a PR here. I was a banker, worked out of Singapore, but was a global head. I also am Tamil, which is very important because, you know, the long history of Tamil Nadu and Singapore by language, by migration, which I think is about 200 years or so old, the first wave of real. Of course, before that it predates for centuries when it was a trading post, but I think in the days of the British Empire was the first kind of mass migration around the early 1900s or so, or late 1800s. And I must say that the relationship is very deep, very old, but getting stronger all the time. In terms of FDI, in terms of number of companies, in terms of startups and AI companies, we keep refreshing this relationship, which is deeply meaningful to both of us. It's a source of great pride for us, of course, that Tamil is one of the official languages of Singapore. As you know, for all cultures, language is the mark of our identity, our history, our civilization. So we're very happy and proud about that. I had the luxury of, while I was working here, benefiting from some of my own family legacy, because the global integration of the Tamil community is not new. It's been so for, a long time. And particularly because my forefathers were in public life, I had the luxury also because we had done a lot for temples, including the Mariamman temple in Chinatown back in the day. And then after I came here, I discovered that some of the prominent Singaporean Tamils were also in some way in the field of finance. So I had come from a long history in finance. And so I remember interactions with, I should say also beyond Tamils, like people like Piyush Gupta, who was then at DBS, who is now overseeing the investments into India. Of course, the president, who was then senior minister, and then before that many things, including at the MAS. And I had the luxury of serving on some subcommittees at the MAS when I was here. But I think what I appreciate most is the continuing mutual kind of appreciation of what Singapore means to Tamil Nadu and India, and what Tamil and Tamil people and Tamil Nadu means to Singapore. And this is in our hearts, it's in our relationships. I remember right after I took over as finance minister after the second election, then senior minister, now president, asked me to stop by and spent an hour and a half with me, trying to mentor me from his decades of experience when I was a first-time minister. So these relationships endure, whether it is at the investing and asset management arms, whether it's Temasek or GIC or other such entities. Also in the government, I've had the luxury of hosting multiple Singaporean ministers at home in Chennai, but also in Madurai. They come to visit the Sun Temple sometimes. And at some level, these personal relationships drive a lot of things. The ability to pick up the phone, make a call, arrange a meeting, solve problems, and the comfort that our relationship as cultures, as countries, extends for centuries, and we are just continuing it in our own, time, in our little way. I think also is quite a consoling notion. I, of course, am a fan of Singapore for many reasons, as mentioned earlier by my previous speaker. The way they do policy here, the way they are thoughtful and deliberate, the way that things are tried out, and if they don't work out, they adapt quickly. The way they send their senior civil servants and aspiring and future leaders on government scholarships to the best universities in the world. I remember one of my colleagues in at the business school at Sloan at MIT was the gentleman who a few years later was running the Singapore Provident Fund. When I came here, he was the CEO. And they were putting him on that path to greater leadership. So from developing the kind of talent that is needed to provide continuity and good governance, to ensuring the highest ethical standards, to applying the best and latest technologies and awareness and understanding to public policy. I think all these, Singapore is quite exemplary. It's also sometimes a bit unsettling that every time you come to Singapore, it looks different. Every year or two, buildings get torn down, things get remade. A lot of property is on lease, and so nothing is permanent. But I suppose in some ways that is a good capitalist model, the notion of creative destruction. So I think, though it's been more than a year since I've been here last, I was happy to get the invitation. Thank you, Frank. Thank you, Atul, for having me for whatever brief period. And happy to see that with the continuing relationship at the national level and expanding relationship at the national level, the Tamil Nadu-Singapore connection goes on to greater and greater strength and greater impact. So thank you again. Yeah.